Just a reminder, those who have your cell phone here with you, please put your hand and find it and turn it off so we can keep the atmosphere of serenity for the ceremony. Did you hear that? Turn off your cell phone. So if you have it in here, please put it on vibration or turn it off. Thank you.
Nam mô thập phương thường trụ tam bảo. Nam mô hiền tọa đạo tràng ta bà giáo chủ điều ngự bổn sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô cư lưu ly chúng bào chi sân sự thiên diệp hồng liên chi tòa. Đại từ đại bi linh cảm quang thế âm Bồ Tát. Nam mô Tây Thiên Đông Độ Việt Nam Mỹ Quốc lịch đại chư vị tổ sư. Xin cho khói trầm thơm kết thành mấy năm sắc, dâng lên khắp mười phương cúng dường vô lượng Bụt, vô lượng chư Bồ Tát cùng các thánh hiền tăng. Nơi pháp giới dung thông kết đầy sen rực rỡ, nguyện làm kẻ đồng hành trên con đường giác ngộ. Xin mọi loài chúng sinh lìa bỏ cõi lãng quên, theo đường giới định tuệ quay về trong tỉnh thức. Ngưỡng bạch thập phương điều ngự tam thế hùng sư lịch đại tổ sư. Hộ Pháp Thiện Thần Thiên Long Bát Bộ đệ tử chúng con hôm nay. Tỳ kheo ni chư tăng tôn đức thiền viện tu viện lộc viện cùng lên chánh điện đảnh lễ mười phương chư Phật. Mở cửa Phật môn đón nhận người xuất gia tu tập chúng con cúng thịnh mười phương chư Như Lai. Lịch đại tổ sư có mặt nơi đạo tràng này chứng minh giá bì cho các giới tự hiện tiền một lần đối trước mười phương tám bào phát tâm xuất gia vĩnh kiếp không còn. Thôi thất Bồ Đề tâm tu tập viên thành sự nghiệp giác ngộ. Giới hương định hương và tuệ hương dài thoát tri kiến hương. Kết thành đại mấy lành sáng chói cúng dường chư Phật khắp mười phương. Nam mô Hương cúng dường Bồ Tát, Nam mô Hương cúng dường Bồ Tát. Nam mô Hương cúng dường Bồ Tát Ma Tát. Đấng Pháp Phương vô thượng ba cõi, chẳng ai bằng Thầy giải khắp trời người. Cha lành chúng bốn loài, quy tròn một niệm dứt sạch nghiệp ba kỳ. Tương dương cùng tán thán ưa kiếp không cùng tận. Di tam thành lễ Nam mô tận không biến pháp giới quá hiền vị lai. Thờ phương chư Phật tôn pháp hiền thánh tăng thường trụ tam bảo. Nhân tâm đảnh lễ Nam mô hiền tọa đạo tràng Tha Bà giáo chủ điều ngự bổn sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Long Hoa giáo chủ đương lai hạ sinh Di Lạc Tôn Phật. Đại trí văn thù sư lợi Bồ Tát, đại hạnh phổ hiền Bồ Tát, hộ pháp chư tôn Bồ Tát, linh sơn hồi thượng Phật Bồ Tát. Nhân tâm đảnh lễ Nam mô Lạc Ban giáo chủ, đại từ bi phù tiếp dẫn lần đầu sư. A Di Đà Phật. Đông Phương Giáo Chủ Tiêu Tai Yên Thọ Dược Sư Lưu Ly Quang Dương Phật. Đại Bi Quang Thêm Bồ Tát, Đại Lực Đại Thế Chí Bồ Tát, Địa Tạng Vương Bồ Tát, Lịch Đại Tổ Sư Bồ Tát.
Sangha Karman procedure.
Has the whole community assembled?
The whole community has assembled.
Is there harmony in the community?
Yes, there is harmony.
What is the reason for the community assembling today?
The community has assembled to give spiritual support for the ordination ceremony and to realize the Sangha Karman of transmitting the novice precepts.
Noble community of bhikshus and bhikshunis, please listen. The ordinees with the following names: Maxwell Eugene Ritchie, Deep Awakening of the Source; Daniel Alfonso Paymore, Guiding Lights of the Source, are requesting to be ordained and to receive the novice precepts. The Venerable Masters, whose first name is Pháp, and whose second name is Ấn, and whose first name is Cheng, and whose second name is Quang, has already accepted their invitation to be representatives of the precepts transmission masters. The ordinees have shown that they are practicing the way of the precepts and that there is no impediment to their receiving the ordination. Venerable bhikshus and bhikshunis, if you see that this is the right time and there is nothing to obstruct the ordination, please allow these ordinees to be ordained and to receive the novice precepts. This is the proposal. Is the proposal clear and complete? Noble community of bhikshus and bhikshunis, please listen. The ordinees with the Dharma names already read are requesting to be ordained and to receive the novice precepts for the noble monastic Sangha. The Venerable Masters, whose first name is Pháp, and whose second name is Ấn, and whose first name is Cheng, and whose second name is Quang, have already accepted their invitation to be representatives of the precepts transmission masters. The ordinees whose names have been read have shown that they are practicing the way of the precepts and that there is no impediment to their receiving the ordination. Venerable bhikshus and bhikshunis, if you see that this is the right time and there is nothing to obstruct the ordination, please allow these ordinees to be ordained and to receive the novice precepts. Those of you who agree with the proposal should remain silent. Anyone who does not agree should speak out. This is the first time of asking. Those of you who agree with the proposal should remain silent. Anyone who does not agree should speak out. This is the second time of asking. Those of you who agree with the proposal should remain silent. Anyone who does not agree should speak out. This is the third time of asking. The Venerable bhikshus and bhikshunis have remained silent for 3 times of asking. And thus we know that you agree to the ordination and the Sangha Karman for transmitting the novice precepts has been realized. Thank you.
Dear ordinees, please come forward and present yourself in front of the 3 jewels with your palms joined. Upon hearing the sound of the bell, after the recitation of each line, please touch the earth one time.
In gratitude to our Mother and Father who have given us life, we bow deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions.
Giới tử mang ơn cha mẹ sinh thành, cúi đầu kinh lễ tam bảo, thường trú trong 10 phương.
In gratitude to our teachers who have given us the way to love, understand, and live deeply the present moment, we bow deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions.
Giới tử mang ơn sư trưởng giáo huấn, cúi đầu kinh lễ tam bảo, thường trú trong 10 phương.
In gratitude to our friends who guide us and support us, especially in difficult moments, we bow deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions.
Giới tử mang ơn bằng hữu và các bậc thiện tri thức đã tác thành cho, cúi đầu kinh lễ tam bảo, thường trú trong 10 phương.
In gratitude to all beings in the animal, plant, and mineral world, we bow deeply before the three jewels in the 10 directions.
Giới tử mang ơn mọi loài chúng sanh, cây cỏ và đất đá, cúi đầu kinh lễ tam bảo, thường trú trong 10 phương.
Ordination, please kneel down now with your palms joined. We also invite the whole community to also join your palms to give your support to these ordinees as their hair is being cut. Mời thị giả dâng cây. This water has 8 special qualities. It washes away the dust and impurities of all living beings, leading them all into the wonderful Avatamsaka world. May all beings, without exception, overcome their suffering. Water does not need to be washed by water. That is the wonderful Dhammakaya. Dust does not need to cling to dust. That is how our mind opens naturally. When we sprinkle the water, which is the nectar of compassion, our place of enlightenment is purified. The wilting plant grows fresh and grows green and fresh again, and the world of defilement changes into the world of purity. And all beings are refreshed and can live in peace and joy. Homage to the Bodhisattva who refreshes the earth.
Bạc công đức thủy từ thiên chân, tiên tây chúng sinh nghiệp cấu trần, biệt nhập tỳ lô hoa tạng giới, ca trung vô xứ bậc siêu luân. Thủy bất tẩy thủy diệu cực cực pháp thân, trần bất tẩy trần phản tác tự kỳ. Đàn địch đàn tràng sai, khô mộc tác dương xuân. Thiên quê ba thành tịnh độ. Nam mô Thanh Lương Địa Bồ Tát. Nam mô Thanh Lương Địa Bồ Tát. Nam mô Thanh Lương Địa Bồ Tát Ma Tát.
Xin đại chúng nhiếp tâm hợp xướng bài đầu cành diễn liệu. The Sangha will chant now the chant on the willow branch in order to give spiritual support to these ordinees.
Đầu cành dương liễu vương cam lộ, một giọt mười phương rưỡi cung đầy, bao nhiêu trần lụy tiêu
Ordinees, please repeat after me. Shedding my hair completely,
Shedding my hair completely,
I make the great vow today
I make the great vow today
to transform all my afflictions
to transform all my afflictions
and to bring happiness to all beings.
and to bring happiness to all beings.
Shedding my hair completely,
Shedding my hair completely,
I make the great vow today
I make the great vow today
to transform all my afflictions
to transform all my afflictions
and to bring happiness to all beings.
and to bring happiness to all beings.
Please chant the name of Avalokiteshvara, Shakyamuni.
Nam mô Đức Bổn Sư Bụt Sát Ca Mâu Ni. Nam mô Đức Bổn Sư Bụt Sát Ca Mâu Ni. Nam mô Đức Bổn Sư Bụt Sát Ca Mâu Ni. Nam mô Đức Bổn Sư Bụt Sát Ca Mâu Ni. Nam mô Đức Bổn Sư Bụt Sát Ca Mâu Ni. Nam mô Đức Bổn Sư Bụt Sát Ca Mâu Ni.
Dear Ordinees, this is the solemn moment when you will receive the 10 novice precepts. Please listen carefully. The 10 novice precepts are the door through which you enter the community of monastics. They are the foundation of your receiving the Praktimoksha in the future. You should listen to each precept as it is read with a mind that is clear and concentrated, and reply, "Yes, I do," whenever you see that you have the capacity to receive, learn about, and put into practice the precept which has just been read. Ordinees, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
Here is the first of the 10 novice precepts on protecting life.
Aware of the suffering brought about by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of people and all other species. I vow not to kill, not to let others kill, and not to condone any act of killing in the world by my way of thinking or by my way of life.
This is the first of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it?
Yes, I do.
The second of the 10 novice precepts on respecting what belongs to others.
Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I vow to cultivate loving kindness in order to bring joy and peace to people and all other species. I am determined to share my time and energy with those who are in need. I vow not to steal and not to possess anything which should belong to my community or to anyone else. I shall respect the property of others, but I shall also prevent others from making profit from human suffering or the suffering of other species.
This is the second of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? The third of the 10 novice precepts on protecting chastity.
Aware that the aspiration of a monk can only be realized when I wholly leave behind the bondage of sexual desire, I vow to protect myself by the practice of chastity and to do all that I can to help others to protect themselves. I know that any sexual engagement will destroy my life as a monk or a nun, will damage the lives of others, and will also prevent me from realizing my ideal of serving all beings.
This is the third of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? The fourth of the 10 novice precepts on mindful speech and deep listening.
Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful speech, I vow to cultivate right speech and deep listening in order to bring joy and happiness to others and relieve others of their suffering. Knowing that words can create happiness or suffering, I am determined to say only things which can inspire self-confidence, peace, joy, and hope. I am determined to speak the truth in a way that brings about understanding and harmony. I vow not to say things which are untrue or that bring about division and hatred. I vow not to spread news which I do not know to be certain, and not to criticize and condemn things of which I am not sure. I am determined to listen deeply with love and compassion in order to be able to understand the suffering and difficulties of others and to bring them comfort. I am determined not to say things that might bring about division or disharmony in my community of practice, or that can cause the community to break. I am determined not to speak to anyone about the faults of another practice center or of any monk or nun in another sangha, even though I may think that these faults are real.
This is the fourth of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? The fifth of the 10 novice precepts on protecting and nourishing body and mind.
Aware of the suffering caused by the consumption of alcohol, drugs, and other intoxicants, I vow not to ingest foods and beverages which contain toxins and which deprive me of the control of my body and mind, or bring about heaviness and ill-being in my body or my spirit. I am determined to practice mindfulness of eating, drinking, and consuming. I am determined to consume only things which can bring peace and joy to my body and mind. I vow not to consume alcohol, not to use drugs, and not to consume anything that contains toxins, including books, magazines, and films which can poison me with violence, fear, craving, and hatred.
This is the fifth of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? The sixth of the 10 novice precepts are of not using cosmetics or wearing jewelry.
Aware that the true beauty of a monk is found in their stability and freedom, I vow to adorn myself and my Sangha every day with the practice of mindfulness, made concrete by my training in the precepts and fine manners in daily life. I know that cosmetics and jewelry only bring about an outer show of attractiveness with the intention of fostering attachment and infatuation. Therefore, I vow to live simply and to dress neatly in clean garments. I am resolved not to use perfume, powder, and other cosmetics or jewelry.
This is the sixth of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? The seventh of the 10 novice precepts are not being caught in worldly amusements.
Aware of the fact that many songs, films, books, amusements, and games in the world can damage the body and mind of a monk and take away the time which could be used for my study and practice, I am determined not to allow myself to be drowned in these distractions. I am determined not to read novels, not to look at worldly films and books, and not to seek distraction in singing or listening to love songs and other kinds of music which cause negative emotions, and also not to waste time in playing electronic games and gambling.
This is the seventh of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? The eighth of the 10 novice precepts are not living a life of material luxury.
Aware of the fact that a monk who lives in conditions of too much comfort and luxury will be an easy prey to sensual desire and pride, I vow for my whole life only to live simply with few desires. I am resolved not to sit or to lie on luxurious chairs and beds, and not to use silks, embroideries, or luxurious living quarters and means of transport.
This is the eighth of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? The ninth of the 10 novice precepts on being vegetarian and not eating apart from the Sangha.
Aware of the need to maintain good health, to live in harmony with the Sangha, and to nourish compassion in my heart, I vow to be vegetarian for the whole of my life and not to eat apart from the Sangha, except when I am sick.
This is the ninth of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? The 10th of the 10 novice precepts are not accumulating money or possessions for personal use.
Aware that the happiness of a monk is found in solidity and freedom, I vow not to allow money and possessions to become a preoccupation in my life. I am determined not to accumulate money and possessions for my own use and not to look for happiness in the accumulation of money and possessions, or to think that money, precious objects, and possessions will guarantee my security.
This is the 10th of the 10 novice precepts. Do you make the vow to receive, study, and practice it? Dear novice, you have now received the 10 precious precepts, and you have been accepted into the monastic community. To have been born a human being, to have the opportunity to encounter the Buddha, the Dharma, and to participate in the way of life of the community of monks and nuns is a great fortune for yourself and for your family and for all your ancestors. Time passes by very quickly. Be diligent in learning and practicing. Do not waste your time or your youth. When you hear the sound of the bell, please touch the earth 3 more times to show your gratitude to the 3 jewels. Please kneel down as your elder brothers give you the monk's robe. Please repeat after me. How wondrous is the robe of freedom. It is the field of all good merits. I bow my head to receive it today. And to express my profound gratitude. How wondrous is the robe of freedom. It is the field of all good seeds. I bow my head to receive it today. And to express my profound gratitude. How wondrous is the robe of freedom. It is the field of all good seeds. I bow my head to receive it today. To express my profound gratitude. Please bow and put the robe to your side and stand up to touch the earth. Pay tribute and gratitude to Thai and all our ancestors. Xin đại chúng mình hồi hướng trước, sau đó mình sẽ trao cho nó tiếp họ giới. Mời sư cô thân.
Eating the precepts, practicing the way of awareness, give rise to benefit without limit. We vow to share the fruit with all beings. We vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, numerous beings. Support along the path.
Congratulations to you and to all your family. In the Asian tradition, when one person, at least in the Chinese, my Chinese side of the family, when one person in the family ordains, 7 generations receive the benefit. That's how you look. Even the native indigenous people think like that. When you practice, you benefit 7 generations. That means your great, 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 great grandchildren will benefit from this. So thank you for your ancestor, huh? And all the transformation you have to do is also 7 generations. They have transmitted you all their habits. So we will now give you your certificate, and I think we've all been waiting for your new names. This is to certify that Maxwell Eugene Ritchie has been ordained as a Shamanera, a novice monk, belongs to the 44th generation of the Lamte Dhyana school and the 10th generation of the Liu Quang Dharma line, with the lineage name Deep Awakening of the Source, with the Dharma name Chang Nhất Quang, True One Light. The ordination was conducted on the 6th day of October of the year 2024 at Deer Park Monastery, with the spiritual support of an international privileged Dharma Teacher Council represented by Thầy Phổ Ân and Sko Chang Kong. Congratulations, Brother Chang Nhất Quang. Please come and receive. True One Light, Thích Chang Nhất Quang. This is to certify that Daniel Alfonso Padma has been ordained as a novice, belongs to the 44th generation of the Lamte and the 10th generation of the Liu Quang, with the lineage name Guiding Light of the Source, with the Dharma name Chang Nhất Trì, True One Protection, or One Support. Chang Nhất Trì. Please come receive. Giáo Huyền. You have your elder sister Hồ Nghiêm. She will be your like Bảo Trì. Congratulations. Jackson muốn chia sẻ hay là ôn có vài lời gì chia sẻ không? Chia sẻ cho vui cho mấy em được mời ai dịch bên kia, Thần Nghiêm hay là Đặng Nghiêm? Mời dịch ôn sẽ chia sẻ vài lời.
Nam mô Đức Bổn Sư Bụt Thích Ca Mâu Ni. Kính bạch sư ông, kính thưa hiện tiền chư tôn đức tăng ni. Ngày xưa Đức Thế Tôn mỗi lần chế giới, mỗi lần Ngài nói một câu đầu đó là khi có người xuất gia làm cho cả Đại Tăng rất là an lạc. Vì chứng minh rằng có người kế thừa được dòng chánh pháp của Như Lai. Đây là điều đầu tiên khi Thế Tôn chế giới.
Nam mô Shakyamuni Buddhaya. Dear respected Thai, dear noble Sangha, the Buddha has taught that every time there is a new ordination, a novice ordination, that it is one of the greatest happiness, not only of the Sangha but of the world.
Như điều Thầy Pháp Dung vừa nói, đó là một người xuất gia, 7 đời dòng họ được phước lành đối với công trình của một người phát tâm tu. Điều này rất là đúng.
And just to add on to the first translation is that every time there is a novice ordination, it's the greatest happiness because the right Dharma has continuation, has momentum. And just like Brother Phap Yum has shared, that every time there's a new monk monastic, it's a benefit for 7 generations.
Vì khi phát tâm lành đi tu các vị nghiễm nhiên trở thành một biểu tượng đạo đức, biểu tượng tôn quý, làm thành cái niềm hưng phấn cho rất là nhiều người ngưỡng mộ, phát tâm lành, tu tập.
Because when you give rise to great aspiration of wholesomeness and bodhicitta, it is the most precious thing. You become respected. You have almost like a beacon, a guiding light for society and for many generations. And so to be also an encouragement for them also, for society.
Vì đời sống người xuất gia được định nghĩa đó là những người lành hơn những người lành, cao quý hơn những người cao quý, đạo đức hơn những người cao quý, đạo đức hơn những người có đạo đức, và có nhẫn lực sâu dày hơn những người có nhẫn lực ở nhân gian.
Because as a monastic, we are, there's the best of the best seeds, the best virtues of virtues, the best of everything, I would almost say. And that is what we can offer into society with our own aspiration and going forth through our own practice and become a place of refuge.
Chính họ là những người làm thành niềm tin để hướng thiện cho người thân, và cũng là niềm tin hướng thiện cho rất nhiều người chưa phát tâm tu. Thế nên công đức của người phát tâm lành xuất gia lớn không thể lường là như vậy.
And as monastics, we become the torch or the light for people to turn towards wholesomeness and goodness, and also to have faith in the practice, not only for ourselves, but for our family and society. And because of that, our role is very important.
Điều thứ hai rất quý của người xuất gia đó là họ cảm nhận rằng đời sống của một người cư sĩ không có điều kiện, không có thời gian, không có được cái môi trường tốt lành để họ có thể hoàn thiện được chí nguyện của người, vượt khỏi trần lao, chấm dứt khổ não, đoạn được con đường tử sinh. Do vậy cho nên khi bước vào đời sống xuất gia, họ quyết dâng hiến cuộc đời họ cho Tam Bảo, cho một việc đó là tu tập để thành tựu được trí tuệ của bậc thánh. Đây là cái nét quý thứ hai của người xuất gia.
And the second most precious thing of a monastic vocation is that as lay people in society, we do not have time, we do not have energy, we don't put out a lot of effort into living a life of peace and healing and transforming because of the busyness of society itself, and not because that we don't want to. But as monastics, we have the favorable conditions to be able to practice diligently, to water the wholesome seeds in ourselves by our everyday practice and with our community, as well as to heal and to transform our own suffering, to break through our own habit energies in order to realize understanding and compassion for ourselves and for society. So that is one of the most precious conditions of being a monk or a nun.
Và cái nét cao quý thứ ba của người xuất gia đó là họ gánh vác chánh pháp của Như Lai đi vào đời. Tự họ sống với chánh pháp, thở trong chánh pháp, đứng đi nói cười trong chánh pháp, hoàn thiện vai trò của người tăng sĩ, mang chánh pháp vào đời, mang chánh pháp tặng cho thế hệ tương lai. Chính họ là người làm cho dòng chảy chánh pháp Như Lai có mặt lâu bền trên nhân gian. Những điều này không thể là người cư sĩ làm được. Do vậy cho nên đức quý trọng này chỉ có ở nơi người xuất gia, và Đức Thế Tôn đặt trọn vẹn niềm tin tưởng cho những người con xuất gia của Ngài là như vậy.
And the third thing of being a monk is that we are actively carrying on the career of the Buddha, living in the Dharma, in the right Dharma, speaking the right Dharma, breathing the right Dharma, in order to transmit the right Dharma into society and engaging in the right Dharma into society and into our everyday life. Out in society as lay friends, we don't have that kind of energy to live in the right Dharma 100% of the time. But being as a monk, that is our career. We have taken on the career of the Buddha and bringing the right Dharma into our every breath, and also at the same time to share that with many different generations into the future. So that is one of the greatest happiness, and that we have almost joyfully bear the burden of the Buddha to carry on the teachings of the right Dharma into the future.
Và đây là 3 đức cao quý, 3 phước lành được trích từ 10 phước lành cao quý của người xuất gia. Tôi triển ra cống hiến cho các vị Tân Sa Di và mong rằng các vị sống trong đạo một ngày xứng đáng một ngày, để không cô phụ được cái bản hoài của người tu tập và làm thành niềm cảm hứng vô cùng lớn đối với bao nhiêu người đang có mặt nơi đây. Và cuối cùng cầu thần lực chư Phật gia hộ cho hai vị lưu trú trong pháp tu tập hành trì, thành tựu được bản hoài của người xuất gia. Nam mô Sakyamuni Buddha.
And these are the top 3 of the 10 virtues of a monk, of an ordained monk. And I would like to just share just these 3 for you, so that we can continue to water the wholesome seeds in ourselves, and at the same time to continue the career of the Buddha and to give you ourselves encouragement. And with these closing words, I wish both of you are newly ordained novices good health in the Dharma, into taking refuge in the Dharma, and into take refuge in the Sangha, to continue to nurture your practice. Namo Shakyamunaye Buddhaya.
So dear Sangha, after this we hear the small sound of the bell, we can stand up and then we bow and turn to the direction of the altar. Also we bow. And then we have a little ceremony to shave all the hairs of 2 novices completely. Will be outside in the back of the hall. So please, monastic sisters and brothers, and also all lay, all friends, please come. And we will surrounding around to give support. And we decide the Avalokitesvara name so that we can give the support so that those 2 novices stay in the Sangha ever. So this is the collective energy could be very important. So please come, yeah. And also the families members, blood family, please come also, so you can see them. Thank you.
Bọn Nghiêm giúp giùm chị thêm cái giọng. Không có đắp y à? Không phải. Cần em cởi y của em ra hay? Chị cầm giùm em. Cặp y, cho mượn cặp y để cặp cái xuống nhìn mình đưa ra. Xuống im đâu? Xuống im. Xuống. Xuống. Mở đâu? Mở. Phụ. Nam mô. Nam mô
Namo
Thank you. Congratulations. And dear family, and for those who are probably asking, why do you guys shave your head? And you know, in the Buddhist time, the Indian tradition, men to have long hair is not only a beauty, but it's also a power. And the Buddha is the first one, young man that said, is that really true? So he shaved all his hair to signify the true power and the true beauty is within us. And you see how once you remove the hair, they look a lot younger and fresher? 10 years younger. And many of us, I know, I was attached to my hair a lot. I'd spend 15 minutes to prepare my hair. Now, as a monk, oh, so practical. So I see Danny's dad already has that. He knows what I'm talking about. We'll see everyone later. Yes, and I forgot a little while ago. I meant they when they ordain, they belong to a family, and there's two other sisters who will be ordained in a couple of days, and they will also be in the family, and their family is the lilac family. The lilac is a very native plant here, and we have the lilac season around spring, and the whole mountain smells like lilac flower. It's like a lavender-looking flower. So that's their family. So we each time we're ordained, we belong the monk and nun belong to a little cluster of family, and they learn to take care of each other, like brothers and sisters. That's just a way of our tradition. So their family is called the lilac. I don't know that in Vietnamese yet, but at least it's different. They can handle the heat and give flowers even among heat.